Information about an incident that happened at the Willow Island Federal Credit Union on Tuesday. According to the Pleasant County Sheriff, a man identified as Alfred Nixon went to Willow Island trying to scam the credit union out of money through a process known as shared branching. Shared branching allows credit union members the ability to have banking services at other credit unions nationwide. Nixon reportedly had a fake ID when trying to access shared branching. Willow Island was aware of what was happening after an unidentified man successfully scammed money from the credit union by doing the same thing. Nixon was arrested for fraudulent schemes and impersonating a fake person. He is being held at the North Central Regional Jail awaiting pre-trial. The CEO of Willow Island says this incident does not involve any members' accounts and that all accounts are safe and secure.